Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm Eris and I wanted to come on here and give you a really quick message on the key equation and the key components to answered prayers, okay? So let me give you the equation first. The equation is belief in God plus faith equals answered prayers. And the key component in that, of course, one of the biggest ones is belief in God. But even so, you can believe in God and still be sitting in the same situation, still wondering why your prayers aren't being answered. And that is because the biggest key component is also faith. If you do not have faith that God will answer your prayers, change your situation, if you do not have faith that your situation can be changed, even if it was not changed necessarily by your hand, if you do not believe that God can come in and grant you miracles beyond your wildest dreams, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you do believe in God. You must also have faith that the power and authority that God's hold is beyond your own. And sometimes it takes looking around us and realizing that if something was going to change purely through the power of us, it would have already. It would have been over. It would have been changed. It would have already ended. If solely through the power of us. If that was only enough by itself. But it's not. And if belief in God was solely and purely enough, there are many Christians where the things that they're going through current day would have already ended, would have already been over. And some of them lack the faith and the trust that is required to truly close out some of those cycles and close out some of those things that they are hurting and still wounded from. And the reason that I wanted to come on here and say that is because it's really easy to, I want to say, in this generation of instant gratification, and that's not to say only this generation is into instant gratification. Social media and instant access has impacted us all of us, from the oldest of the old to the youngest of the young. It has impacted all of us and influenced us one way or the other, whether we acknowledge it or not. Okay, a lot of the influence is subconscious, honestly. But social media has rung in this age of instant access, which can equal instant gratification. And in the generation or in the age of instant gratification, sometimes we want things and we want it now. We want things and we want it to happen on our time. But when you have faith in God, it doesn't matter if it happens on your time. You can want that package all you want and wish with all your hope. And still it's going to come not on your time, but on God's time. And if you think about it, just like I was about to start giving the analogy of an Amazon package or a UPS package, you're not in control of what is happening to that package. You might not know exactly what's going on with that package, whose hands it's in when they're at the warehouse and they're taking it off the conveyor belt. You may not know who put it in the box and, taped it up. All you can do is wait patiently. And when you're waiting patiently, they may give you a guesstimate, but there's still a chance it could come whenever. And that's the same thing with God. When God gives you that guesstimate, like, just wait on me and just know it will be done. If you have faith in God, that's all you need. You don't need an exact time. You don't need an exact date. You don't need to know when it's going to arrive, who's going to drop it off. None of that. All you need is that simple equation, which is belief in God, faith, and it's going to equal your answered prayers. And especially in this age where it's very easy for people to, talk about manifestation or the law of attraction. Some people even wish on stars, okay? Some people wish on birthday candles. But what it boils down to ultimately is the power of belief. It doesn't matter what you're wishing on. It doesn't matter what you're doing things, it doesn't matter how you're doing things if you don't have belief and faith that things are going to come to you. Regardless of all those things I just mentioned, somewhere along the way, someone is going to tell you, well, in order for the law of attraction to work, you have to believe. You have to have faith. Well, in order for manifestations to work, you have to believe. And that's the same thing with God. In order for God to work on your behalf, you have to have faith. You have to have faith. And if you don't, than just sitting around and believing and say, God, I believe in you. This is what I want. You don't make demands of God. You ask. Prayers are not demands. Prayers is communication with God. So when you're communicating, ask for what it is you need. Give gratitude and give glory that you receive it, and let it go. Just have faith that whatever it is you're asking for is going to make its way to you. You may not know who put it in the box. You may not know who's going to bring it to your door. You may not know how you're going to get it. But if you ask and you have faith in God, it's going to make its way to you. I promise you. So I don't know whose message this is. Just know that whatever it is that you've been asking for, refer to that key equation, which is, let's say it again, belief in God plus faith equals answered prayers. Whatever you've been praying about, have faith that it's already answered. It is already done through God's will. And once you know that, once you truly believe that, it is so. And also, I want to say, somebody's watching this and you may be missing one of the other key components, which may be prayer. Talking to God, speaking to God. You may believe in God and not have sat down to have a conversation with God in the past 5 years. When's the last time you sat down and just talked to God without asking for something, without saying what you need, without making demands for some of you? Not everybody makes demands, but some of us, we're still getting the hang of things, and that's okay. But without those things where you're just saying what you need, when's the last time you just sat down to have a conversation with God and to just let God know how you're feeling, how things in your life make you feel? I know that when I go to God and I'm feeling a certain kind of way, things always move on my behalf. I don't know about nobody else, but I know that when there's something in my heart, I go to God and I talk about it. And things always move on my behalf every single time. There's not one time ever that I was let down or I felt like God didn't hear me or God didn't care. Never. Some of you are just missing that key component of prayer. And let's think about it. If you've ever had somebody that only call you when they want something, only call you when they need something, does that make you feel good? Does that make you feel like you want to answer their every call when they only call you because they need something? Sometimes it can make you feel a little worn down, or like they really quite don't care unless they're getting something from you. So when you're going to God, make sure you're opening up your heart. Make sure that you are discussing and talking about the things that are going on. It doesn't matter if it's in your workplace. It doesn't matter if it is at the grocery store. It doesn't matter if somebody took the parking spot you was about to park in. Talk to God about it. Go to God and just talk about it. Talk about your day. Nothing is too big or too small for God. Okay? So yes, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. I hope to see you in my next video, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.